Hi, Bro Workman here, and welcome to another episode of the Faces of Real Estate. The Faces of Real Estate is designed to highlight those agents and brokers who are giving back and making a difference in the lives of the communities we serve. It's a sincere pleasure and honor to have with us Chris Nolan with RE/MAX. Chris, thanks for joining the call today. I appreciate you being here.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. It's good to see you.
Chris, you're looking pretty sharp. You're looking pretty sharp today. I know you're still sporting that Marine Corps haircut, but tell us a little bit about your background. Where are you from?
So I grew up on Long Island in New York. I grew up there. I left in '96, went into the Marine Corps, ran around with them a little while, and then I landed in the DC area with the U.S. Capitol Police. After about 11 years, I decided that I had more to give than what I could give with the U.S. government. So I decided to take that jump, take an early retirement, and come into real estate. And our team was formed in Maryland, and now we are in Maryland, DC, Virginia, and Florida.
Just those three places: Maryland, DC, Virginia, and Florida. Four. You have four different teams running. So that's really cool. A lot of team leaders have a struggle trying to run a team remotely. Living in one area and then working to other. Do you visit all four areas? Do you spend time with them? Or
we work out of two main offices. So our main office is in Prince Frederick, Maryland, and then we have our secondary office here in Vero Beach, which is where I'm at now.
All right. So which one do you live at? Do you live in the Florida one or the DC one?
My primary residence is in Florida now.
We have a bunch of. I have actually one really strong client that's up in Maryland, and he's going to start another team in Florida. And he already he just closed on his house there and he just got licensed. And so,
they don't have here in Florida, they don't have that 4-letter word snow.
So. Right. Hey, you're talking to a guy from Salt Lake City, Utah. I love my snow.
I know people like it, but it's, I've grown up in New York. I've seen enough.
Yeah. The winters there are harsh. It's a different kind of cold. I call it bone cold. It makes my bones ache.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So this is nice. I mean, it's sunny. You can boat, you can motorcycle all year round, which is a beautiful thing.
I was walking. I've got some neighbors that have taken me on as a summer project, and they make me walk every day. They're like in their 80s, and we do like 6 to 8 miles a day every morning, really early. And They talk about all their stories, and they all have houses in other places. And one of them just got back from California, and I said, "How was it?" He says, 72.5 degrees. Just like it was last month and the month before and the month before and the month before and the month before.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice way to do business.
Yeah, it really is. Before we get into a little bit about your business, I want to say thank you for your service. My dad was a Marine, and there's no such thing as an ex-Marine. There's only former Marines.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
And I love that. My sister married my dad. She married a Marine, and because she loved him like she loved my dad, and so we have some Marine genes in our family and in our household. And I've learned a lot of the life principles that help me succeed and help others succeed. I've learned from my dad, and it's just execute with a high level of precision and honor in everything we do. Those kinds of principles are just life principles.
That's awesome. That's very, very cool. It's it definitely changed the way the course of my life, if you will. And it's defined who I am. So I'm grateful for the experience.
So my dad was a military police. He was an MP, and then he became a school teacher. You went from the military to the actual police.
Correct. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I went from the military to the U.S. Capitol Police, and then to real estate, which the police to the real estate was the hardest transition, to be honest. It was very different, the way we conduct business. From one to the other, but so much more freedom. Nobody really telling me what I can and can't do, which is huge.
Well, and in today's world, hopefully you're a lot safer.
Yeah, well, there's that too. And so, still support our police though.
100%. Matter of fact, I watch all the stuff that's going on in the world today, and I just think to myself that I can't imagine a world where we don't have people that are willing to sacrifice their lives to protect ours, because there's just some bad people out there. And I have a lot of respect for those who serve, and I'll do anything I can to support them. There's always a few bad apples. They have to be weeded out, but
absolutely,
I think the majority of any group is strong, and they do it for the right reasons.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. most everyone signed up for the right reasons, and they're doing a great job out there. So,
So tell me about the kids. Tell me a little about your family.
so I am divorced. I don't have any biological kids. I raised two stepkids. Still, divorced the mom, but the kids still are, mine. So, um, but that's, I'm doing down here. It's just me and my dog right now. So, she's jealous. She kind of thinks she runs the house, but all is well.
What kind of dog do you have?
She's a mutt, part husky, part beagle. Found her tied to a tree about 10 years ago,
Oh,
and she's
wow.
been with me ever since.
So a couple of things. My first thought was, I have way too many kids. So if you'd like some, I'd like to. I've got a 13-year-old that could use a little marine influence, and a 15-year-old that definitely can.
Yeah, I've had a couple people offer, but
You're good.
I think I'm all right.
I'm sticking with the dog. I love the mutt that's tied to the tree. Those are the best kind of dogs I found.
Yeah, she's cool. She's my pal. Goes just about everywhere with me, and keeps me company, which is good. So.
All right, so let me hear just a little bit about the communities you serve. Kind of talk about a little bit the areas, the communities that you sell real estate in.
So our main office is in Prince Frederick, Maryland, which is considered Southern Maryland. And of course, we branch out north, and then towards DC, and it's Northern Virginia. We started there in that general area. Our office has moved a little bit, but we're in Prince Frederick, Maryland. We got an awesome broker that we work with over there. I have my co-teamer, Ashley Skaggs. She runs the office there on day-to-day operations. Then I go back, and help all the agents out there. So we originally set up there. There's a large government type of community, both military and federal government that comes there. A lot of bases and stuff like that we service. And then here we're in Vero Beach in Florida. So we have a lot of, it's a little bit more of a sleepy community, a lot of retirees, but they are starting to build more infrastructure and a lot more culture in this area. There's obviously a lot of culture in the DC area as well. So it gives us two different communities to serve, but really they kind of tie into each other nice because we have a lot of people coming south and then a lot of people going back up north to be close to their families. So it's definitely it's a pretty cool evolution to watch.
Yeah, Vero Beach has a cool vibe. It's got a cool. I don't know how I should explain it. It's a cool vibe.
Well, I don't know when the last time was that you were here, but they've actually started. They have this 14th Street, which is the Strip now, and it's a lot of eclectic, restaurants, art galleries, stuff like that. So it's starting to bring up some pretty cool stuff here. So a little bit more to do on a Friday and Saturday night. Of course, you got the ocean, a lot of stuff happening on the main drag down there, which is cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. All right. So as an agent and with your history, what was it that prompted you to start giving back or making a difference? Was there a life event that occurred or did you run into someone? What was the prompting?
So while I was on the Capitol Police, I've always wanted to be in real estate, but when I was on the U.S. Capitol Police, I actually was working at the Rayburn House office building and I met a family and they had a little girl that was, I didn't know the story at the time, but I knew she was upset. It turned out that she had they were there for her visit to the Children's Miracle Network, which is a children's hospital there. And she had just had a pacemaker put in. So she was there for her checkup. And, so I started to, found out I wound up spending some time with the family. We took a tour through the Capitol. I walked them around. And while we were walking, they were telling me about some of the great things that the hospital did. And I came to find out that the Children's Hospital had a really strong relationship with RE/MAX and, vice versa. And that was actually it made me realize that there was more to this than just what I was doing. And as a realtor, I was able to get in and actually help more directly and more of these people than I could have ever done, working for the government where I had a lot of rules and regulations.
We've interviewed several RE/MAX people, and there's definitely a culture of giving and the Children's Miracle Network. And I've spoken at many events where they highlight the miracle kids and donated things to the auctions. And it's moving when you see the impact that one organization can have on so many children.
Yeah, it's amazing. And if you haven't been to one of the hospitals, you gotta see it in person. What they do and the environment that they provide for these kids to, I mean, the kids. It's bad enough to see anybody suffer, but when you see a kid suffer, they don't really understand fully what's going on. So to have those people in place that can provide that level of, reassurance to the kids is absolutely huge.
Yeah, no, I think that's really cool. So tell me about the Lucky Home program.
So the Lucky Home program is actually a program that we started. I saw what was going on with the kids, and we still support that a lot. But I was part of the Rotary Club in Maryland, and there's an organization called Melwood that actually it's two parts. But the part that caught my attention was it was the Operation Tahidu, which assists veterans with PTSD. Now, the problem, if you don't know, anybody that has been labeled with PTSD, it winds up keeping a lot of veterans from jobs that they want, different, it's a stigma that a lot of veterans don't want. So what winds up happening is a lot of veterans wind up going undiagnosed, and it causes problems with their careers, it causes problems with their relationships, and they just really, in life in general, it causes them a lot of issues. So the guys at Melwood, what they've done is they created this program where they don't need a medical diagnosis. All they need is to have served and to say they need help. And Melwood provides, at no expense to the veteran, a source or a resource that they can go, and they have they do these retreats, and then they're paired with other veterans in similar situations, and then it's a support situation system, and it's much smaller than these larger programs, so they really can work through their problems through a series of events, and then they have counselors and everything that they need, as well as job placement services to help them get to a better place of employment if that's what they need.
So this is a unique cause. We've heard a lot of causes on here, a lot of ththings people do. I haven't heard anything like this, and I think it's really cool for a couple of reasons. I just think as a society, we're big on labeling people. You're known for PTSD, or you're known because you have a syndrome, or you're known because you have a disease. And some people just need help, and they don't want the label associated with getting that. So I applaud you for the thought process that went into, look, I know what they went through, how do I help?
Yeah, they created that program. Where we came in was with the Lucky Home program, is we were able to divert a portion of every one of our commissions goes to this program to help fund it.
Yeah,
so that's where we came.
I love it. So you came about selecting that because your background as a Marine. Was there like a life events that caused you to feel like, I understand where you guys are coming from?
I lost my brother to suicide because of a similar situation. So it was kind of near and dear to my heart. And I want to help other veterans so they don't follow that same path. I've seen what it does to families, and and it's a matter of we gotta protect these guys. If they were out there protecting us, we gotta protect them and provide what they need when they're coming back. So, and that's when I met these guys and I heard about what they were doing, I knew that there was a way that we could help them out more directly.
And so the team just donates a piece of their commission.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever get involved with? Do you ever get involved with seeing them? Do you get out with the group?
So what we've done, obviously with this COVID stuff, we haven't gotten out there, on site. But what we've done leading up to this, we actually arranged a group, and we go out, and there's actually, they have a campground out in Nanjamoy. It's like a retreat, and what they'll do is we went out and we helped, maintenance and painting, get everything, up and running and make sure it stays in good order. We had actually organized a spirit ride, which was supposed to take place on Memorial Day, which was going to be a large motorcycle and music rally that was going to be on site. We had it all set up. Unfortunately, COVID hit, and that was going to be our first one. So we're waiting on this stuff to clear up. Hopefully, we'll be able to revisit it once they get the stuff under wraps.
And one of the things I'm learning about the agents that serve their communities and do things, that there's usually not one thing that they do. There's usually several things. There's some other things that you do as a team that bring your team together as you support different organizations or things in the communities where you work.
Yeah, we've done a lot of different stuff. I mean, especially anytime there's any kind of a disaster, and I can't say it's all me. It's my agents are outstanding. They jump up and between organizing relief efforts as far as supplies, getting them to the different places when they would hit when the hurricanes hit down here. Our northern team was right on point with getting. We got truckloads of stuff that we sent down. We do a lot of stuff for the kids. Matter of fact, we just teamed up with an organization down here called Little Birthday Angels. And again, we got kind of, it got slowed down because of the COVID, but it's a organization down here that provides birthday parties for homeless kids. So, the kids that don't have anything, there's a large homeless population down here. They're definitely underserved, so we're able to bring some supplies and make it a little bit more, or they do it. We're just helping to do some of the drives.
That's awesome.
To provide this birthday party. So looking forward to seeing that get back up and running once all this stuff gets cleaned up again.
I can't imagine seeing the smiles on the faces of these kids that didn't think they were going to have a birthday party, and then it happens.
Yeah, I haven't, unfortunately, I haven't been able to make it to the parties. I provide the back end support, and then, we have these young women that are really great at, cheering these kids up. And, I know what my place is, and, I'm a good workhorse. So,
you know what, we focus on our strengths, do what you're good at. And there's all kinds of ways to support. And I love that you give back, and I love that you actually do it with a heart that matters. You have a reason and a why behind everything that you're doing.
Yes, sir. I mean, you got to have a why, right? That's what drives us.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So what are your plans going forward to serve? Do you have some plans or some things you'd like to do that you haven't tackled yet?
Yeah, we have a few things. We're actually working on a couple of programs. I'd like to get a little more involved with helping the veterans, with some job opportunities. So as we're growing, definitely looking to push that up, provide the support to the veterans as they either buy houses, obviously, but biggest thing is I've been talking with some veterans that are trying to get their work life in order. And I really love to bring some more veterans onto the team, kind of show them, what I've been able to do and, change their lives, hopefully. And then, together we can change that many more lives.
I love that. I've actually thought about that. I've thought about, boy, if I could, there's certain groups of individuals that I think have a high likelihood of success. Mm-hmm. Like sports athletes that have played at a collegiate or a professional level, they're coachable. They've spent their life being coached in different aspects. And I like to put them on a team. I think veterans who have served have been in an environment where they have to be coachable. They understand teamwork, that they don't do anything individually. It's working as a team. It'd be fun to put together a team of vets, of people that have served, and say, let's build this team right. Here's the process we're going to do. So I'll do that with you. You let me know where you want to start the team, the veteran team, and I'll get involved. We will do it together. I think that's a great idea.
I think that could definitely work. We can definitely discuss some details on that.
It might be a fun thing. So for agents that are just in the business and they're running around making a lot of money and they're doing well, some that aren't making any money at all, they're just looking for something bigger than themselves, how would you tell them to get started? How do you start making a difference?
Well, actually, it's kind of funny you say that. The first thing I found, because everybody gets to that point where you start to get that overwhelmed feeling, and when I started to do that, and I identified, prior to the team getting started, my initial thing was I had a dry erase board. And it had everything on there. Anything that popped into my head, it started with the things that were repeatable that I could, train to somebody else and have that person do. And then that freed me up to do the things that I wanted to do. One of the first big projects I did was actually with a big radio station and a bigger radio name. And we actually did a jointly with a an airplane company, and we actually had the kids and we flew them to the North Pole. Put the kids on a Lear jet. You know, they thought they were flying to the North Pole, and Santa was at the end. And these were kids of veterans. So that was like one of the first big projects that we really did, and that really it kind of opened up my eyes to the fact that we could do some really cool things. But by having that dry erase board, which ultimately, parlayed into, my database, which has gotten more and more defined as I've gone over the years, now I can do a lot more because of the systems that I have in place. If I was constantly jumping around, I wouldn't be able to do half as much as I do.
I love it. Just get a dry erase board, start putting your ideas down, and pick one.
Yeah, I mean, and it's right there in front of you. Of course, I had all the crazy, pen and ink graphs on there and stuff, and but that was where I started. And now it's a little more technical and it's all on a computer, but it's the same thing. Just keep my priorities in check.
Well, Chris, it's awesome, and it's been a pleasure to get to know you a little bit and to spend some time with you today. On behalf of the Faces of Real Estate and all of us at Workman Success Systems, thanks for making a difference, and continue doing well. I think that you're blessed because of your serve attitude.
Thank you, sir. I do greatly appreciate your time, and I appreciate you having me on here.
You betcha. We'll talk soon.
Talk to you soon. Thank you.